Thank you very much.
Okay, so when we left off, y'all had made your way out of the trial of teamwork, making some new friends and working together to escape the trials within, growing closer and understanding each other more. And as you make your way back to uh, Riverwatch, the Delta Dawn is parked ashore, and you all have helped with the daily activities and finally found some time for rest and relaxation. You all stopped by a few shops, made some purchases, and as the sun sets and begins to move into evening activities, you all noticed a rather strange figure, very out of place, has come to visit one of the local blacksmiths. And as he shoos you away from the situation and readies himself for something to come, you all begin heading your way over towards the local barn for a night of fun and dance and music when this untrustworthy snake oil salesman catches this woman on her exit and procuring a vial of mysterious substance, spreading it into the air. It begins to coat different items and objects. It blooms in the air and begins to surround and settle onto tables and chairs and fruit and a small in a I forget the word. Basically, there's a couple sitting at a table enjoying a small date when this dust begins to drift over to them, and after coughing and trying to blow it away, they suddenly begin to slump in their chairs, and you all watch as the color of all these individual things begin to drain away into a almost black and white monochromatic color. And then slowly you can see dark tendrils begin to spread across like roots growing underneath the skin and begin to twist and animate these objects, bringing them to life. I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
I'm still following the blacksmith.
Yes, he is also rolling initiative.
Oh, okay.
He has just come back around to the front.
Once more, I cannot roll above the 10.
No. What'd you get?
I got a 9, but I have a +5. I'm not too bad.
So 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
22.
Johnny got a 2?
22.
Oh, 22.
22.
Ah. Havelock?
I got a 20.
20. Nice. I went to change your name and I instinctively went to disconnect. Okay. Johnny, you are up first. I assume you are either walking with the party over towards the barn, or actually, I will leave it up to you. Where are you specifically in this situation?
Probably would go with the party. Like, I probably would.
Okay.
Yeah, probably just falling behind the party.
All right. So the party is on their way to the barn. Looking at the map previously, I would say that you all are probably near building 6 and 7, and you can decide whether or not you want to be on the front or back side of them. This instance that has happened is closer towards the 2 building. So I will say that you all are about 100 feet away from this instance that's happened. When you start to see these objects begin animating, and this couple begin to turn zombie-like. I can here. I'll pin the map. There you go.
Okay. I'll probably try to get like everyone can to look over there, and probably just ready, like pull out my weapons, like ready up, like pull out
Okay.
my
Yeah.
great
You
sword,
can
ready
draw
to
your
attack.
weapons as a free action.
Yeah, and like not just like hold action, like she's ready, like just don't hold action for an attack if they get closer.
Okay. You get the sense that they're only just starting to animate, so you all have basically a free round before anything's going to happen. So you can either choose to hold an action, but I'm gonna let you know that nothing's gonna happen. But if you want to do any sort of like preparation, like getting into position or casting any preparation spells or whatnot, this would be the round to do so.
Okay.
But yeah, if you also just want to get ready and pass your turn, that's fine too. Nothing
Yeah,
really to do immediately.
Yeah, I was ready up in my turn.
Okay. Havelock, you are up.
I pretty much just do the same thing.
Okay. Holger. Holger, are you there?
What?
It's your turn.
Oh, my bad. I would like to cast Armor of Agathis at 4th level
On.
myself.
Okay.
I can only do it on myself.
Just checking.
Gaining 20 temporary hit points. And I am going to draw my weapons and interpose myself between any potential civilians.
Okay. You can see that there are other individuals roughly nearby in the other buildings that are just sort of wandering about. Basically, all of the shops are shut down. There are still people in their stalls, sort of around the perimeter of the center location. But there's not really a whole lot of actual customers, just vendors in their stalls. So that's sort of the layout of the people. But there is no more dust that's going to spread to anything.
Okay. Can I determine which one of these animated objects would be the strongest?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a investigation check. I will allow perception and arcana as well. Or because it's you, I will allow religion.
How gracious. my religion of a +2.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Hey, I got a religion +7, so.
Just because your religion is understanding fate.
Oh, that's fair. I'll go perception.
Okay.
19.
A 19.
Yes.
You can see that there is where the couples were at, there was a canopy set up over the table, and you get the idea that this structure might rip itself from the building, but you don't know how stable it would be if it did so. So that's the biggest and possibly the strongest, but also the most unwieldy. The next thing that would probably be the most dangerous, actually, would be a parasol and table combination, as it has sort of it's a wire frame table, so you can see that it's got basically curved legs underneath that are actually sort of unraveling into tendrils. And again, they don't know how to pilot themselves properly, so they're just bending and contorting and flopping around, trying to get used to understanding what this body is at this point. But this thing is wheeling itself around, and it looks like this umbrella could definitely whack someone from pretty far away and possibly entangle them.
Okay. In that case, I would like to get within 30 feet of it and cast Hexblade's Curse.
You will have to use your dash action to get close enough.
Not an option.
Okay. Then you can move. You can move 30 feet to it, and then you will be 60 feet away from it.
Okay. I will move 30 feet and turn back around, Bardic Inspiration with my bonus action. Who is...
Oh, I forgot to roll.
Talia. Talia, you have Bardic Inspiration, 1d8.
Yay!
Okay. Something that would have happened before your turn, but I will do now. Merida's just going to put Bless onto everybody.
Oh, sick.
She's not great in a scrap herself necessarily, but she's a good support. So I don't know if that changes your decision necessarily, Holger, but I just wanted to throw that out real quick. And she'll run up with you.
I haven't rolled to hit me, that thing. In that case, I will keep her behind me.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Talia,
Action,
you are up.
bonus action.
Alright, so judging by how far everything is, I say that all of the tables and everything are like 90 feet from us.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see.
Yeah, you've got a lot of options. I apologize. Every single time she levels up, her packed weapon gets a new feature. Some of them are like passive buffs, but some of them are like active things that she can do.
Man, I'm about ready to kick someone's ass.
In general, what's happening is a lot of these things are just beginning to move. A lot of them haven't even figured out how to walk yet, basically. Like the chairs that the couple were sitting on just sort of collapse and knock the two individuals to the ground. And the humanoids. One is a young elf woman and a minotaur man. And their bodies just sort of fall to the ground and begin flopping and moving around. They don't know how to walk on two legs, but you assume that soon they may learn how to walk on four.
Question.
Yes. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Is there anyone that's like fighting these things like not have any armor?
No, this is basically the warm-up round where people are still just looking and figuring out what's happening, and no one's actually done anything yet. And actually, before your go, Talia, would have been Staven, and he would have lifted the hammer and started marching over, and actually grabs a pair of tongs out of the fire, and they're still red hot at the end, and he begins running over to assist. I will say, if you want to leap upon him, I will allow that.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right, I'm still in fairy form. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So you are already 30 feet closer using his movement. Actually, no, he's gonna dash, so he's 30 feet away from anything. And I will say that you can use either an action or a bonus action to change back into your human form. Actually, he would have been farther away, so even with dashing, I think he's still 60 feet away. So he's with Holgir and Merida.
Okay.
So you're still 60 feet away.
Okay. Let's see. You said that the table and the parasol combination was the most dangerous out of all of them.
It looks like the biggest, most capable object, it would seem. There was like a section of basically a pergola that was attached to the building that looks like it might rip itself free. And it might fall onto people enjoying dinner.
I think what I'm gonna... I have to use...
It's a little difficult to hear you if you don't mind speaking up once you've made your decision.
I'm just thinking.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my action to shift back into my human form, and then for my bonus action, I'm going to do Misty Step.
Okay.
and teleport myself 30 feet towards them.
Okay. I will say with that. Oh, and you still have your base 30 movement, so you can basically position yourself anywhere you want amongst this scene that's starting to unravel. Where would you like to be? Basically, there's a section of like outside dining. There's a section of benches near the stalls, and then there's the overhanging roof that's going to collapse on table benches.
Where the fuck are we again? We're near 9, right?
What was that?
No, I'm trying to find the fucking barn on the map.
Basically, you see where 2 is. There's like a little section out in front of it. That's where this is happening.
Okay.
So you can see that there's like some trees on the other side if you want to try and do anything with them or something. And you're also relatively close to the fountain at the center of Tan if you need some water. You still have your... Wait, you've used your action to transform and then your bonus action to Misty Step. So, yeah, it's just where do you want to position yourself at the moment?
I think... How far is the fountain from me?
Now that you're in amongst the enemies, I will say probably like I want to say like 50 feet.
Alright.
Just sort of in general, 50 feet.
Put me as close to the fountain as you can.
Okay, well, you can literally not Misty Step and then be right next to the fountain.
Oh, sweet. Then
but that'll use your movement, so you still have your bonus action. Or unless you'd rather change back as your bonus action and then still have your action.
Actually, yeah, I'll do that instead.
Okay.
Then...
Yeah, Staven begins running up, and then just suddenly a ferret leaps off his shoulders, and you fall and land right next to him. Then you just keep sprinting, and then run up next to the fountain, and then do something with water, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And as you leap off of him, he's like, "Hey, what the?" Were you still?
Now I kind of like look back and I'm like, sorry, Steven, I kind of followed you. I kind of know everything. Bye.
Well, he doesn't even say anything because he realizes that he's run out into like public area with this this magic hammer that he's got. So.
Let's see.
Oh, and just so you guys have some sort of visual, his hammer looks a little something like this.
Neat. Yeah, neat. Neat. Let's see. Which water spell do I really want to fucking use though?
Well, the interesting thing, which is what I like to do with a lot of my combat encounters, is that there's not just enemies to deal with. There's like a situation of like, you could just throw a fireball, but then you'd hit a bunch of civilians too. So
I don't
it's
even have
tricky.
fireball.
No, but what I'm saying is like you don't want to just willy-nilly spam your AoE spells because it affects the situation. So you could absolutely just flood the entire area, but that wouldn't really do much. Well, I mean, Havelock would probably be pretty psyched.
Reminds me of my home.
Yeah. Do you want to delay your action until I go? Like, I could have the object start doing something, and then you can respond to it if you want.
I mean, I guess since I have my action.
You can have either your action or your bonus action. You just needed to use one to transform back.
Wait a minute. I need
Whichever is more useful to you.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. How does it be put away?
And the reason why it would require an action or a bonus action is because it's not like polymorph where you can drop it. This is actually using the belt to turn back from being a fairy. So.
Yeah. Oh, damn, I could have used Dimension Door and just be over there.
I mean, yeah. You could just, be over there if you want, but you can also just wait here and use your movement. I mean, yeah, you could still dash and be over there without using a spell slot if you just want to. You really only need to Misty Step if you're trying to, like, break out of something, I suppose, or teleport through something. So if you just want to run over there, you can.
Alright. I think that's what I'll do.
Okay, yeah, you can just dash over there, that's fine. The objects begin to animate, and a lot of them start to stand up. People are definitely, being like, what the heck is going on? People are actually coming out to investigate at the moment, and see what's going on. Yeah, people are gathering, just like you all are gathering.
Go back inside with me.
Yeah, like a child runs up and grabs the zombified elf's hand and is like, "Mommy, can we go see this thing or whatever?" And she's just convulsing on the ground, and actually grabs him and scoops him up, and he begins crying and wailing, trying to escape her grasp. Let's see, what else happens? Oh, yes, that pergola that I said absolutely rips itself off the wall, and begins just like walking with like these 3 legs in a line, just tumbling forward, kicking some of the other animated objects out of the way before stumbling and falling towards you. Nope, and it misses everybody. It does slam down and pin a few civilians underneath, but there's no significant damage. They just need to be escaped. It is mostly torn itself apart, but is still a very significant problem at the moment. It has crashed through a bunch of stalls and kicked over things and whatnot. Also, there is a bunch of fruit that is beginning to bounce and hop and wiggle its way around, but there is nothing for them to attack at the moment. That umbrella...
Is there a banana by chance?
Make a perception check.
Excuse me one moment, please.
Well, he was going after the banana snake during the last session.
Well, he's gonna look and see if there is a banana snake.
Imagine if the banana snake beats me in combat.
What'd you get for that perception check?
Well, that's just survival of the fittest right there.
It beat a fish, man. I want it as a pet even more now. I got a... Ooh, Dodie 20.
Okay. You do not see any sort of yellow entities at the moment. But you do know the whereabouts of the specific fruit. And what they're doing is they are running about into the stalls and chasing the vendors out of them at the moment. That's what I will give you currently. I will not dissuade the opportunity that there is a banana snake, but I will not confirm.
Disconnected.
I will neither confirm nor deny. That umbrella table hybrid is still struggling to get its bearings, but it does wheel around and swat away somebody, just sort of knocking them on their butt. Not significantly harming them, but now people are starting to be wary of the situation now that they're aware of it. Johnny, you are up. Assuming that you ran up and possibly dashed up, was it an action? You didn't do anything. So you're 30 feet away from the situation. So using your movement, you can move to any of these situations. Johnny?
He's muted.
There he is.
Yeah, I'll probably try to like run up to the like zombified elf lady and the child. Try to. I'll try
Yeah.
like
If you want to
Try,
make
like,
a
break
grapple
them.
check. Oh, what were you saying?
yeah, I'll try to like break them apart. Try to like get child away from the mother, I guess.
Okay, let's make this a contested strength check.
So
And I will
strength
roll with
check?
disadvantage because this is a new body that's inhabited.
Roll strength.
Yes.
Natural 20 for total 24.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Do you want to just you get complete control over the situation? I rolled very terribly. Do you want to simply restrain the woman, allowing the child to go free? Do you want to specifically scoop up the child away? What would you like to do?
Probably try to like. I'll try to like shove the child away from the creature. Like try to like put it to where just me and the creature itself, like one-on-one.
So you do like a bait and switch where you put the child on the opposite side of you, and you're in between the two of them. So you're
Yes.
trying to- Okay, yeah, you can absolutely do that. And you're not holding on to the... Because if you want, you can grapple completely the elf if you want. Or you can simply choose to remove the child.
Yeah, probably just like. Yeah, I'll try to play grab the lady.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely grab her, like restraining her arms, and yes, you have her grappled. That will be your action, but you do still have your bonus action if there was anything you want to do with that.
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Now my turn.
Havelock, you are up. Havelock?
So I forgot I was muted.
No.
Alright, so you said there was a table, right?
A table?
I think a table.
Yes.
Something about a table.
I mean, there's a few, like, smaller tables and benches, but specifically there is, like, one metal table with an umbrella that's a significant issue.
How tall would you say I am?
You tell me.
I have no idea.
You can be anywhere between 7 to 10 feet if you want.
Okay, I'll be 10, I guess.
Okay, you're 10 feet tall.
What the? Damn, I'm 10
I
feet
always
tall.
imagined your character almost like an eel, kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of how I imagined him as well.
Yeah, sort of like an elongated fish person. Anyways. Oh, like what's those like creepy eels that hide in the rocks, like the moray eel?
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember the name.
A moray eel. Yeah, that's it. Those are scary.
Boo. I'm scared. Anyways. So... How far am I away from the table?
I will say that considering everyone that just didn't do anything ran up and dashed up, you're 30 feet away from anything.
Alright, I'm gonna... Would tossing my spear at the table be counted as an action? It would, right?
Yeah, that would be a ranged attack.
Okay.
You're just throwing it, which would be a strength check, but because you're proficient, I'll allow it to be an athletics check.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss my spear over towards that metal table.
Okay. Go ahead and...
Aiming mainly for the umbrella.
Oh. Are you trying to embed it into it? Or
I'm trying
just
to
sort
cut
of...
the umbrella off.
Do you want to try and separate the umbrella staff from the table?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not going for, like, the shade part. You're going for the base of it. The actual,
Yep.
like... Okay. Go ahead.
What do I roll?
Athletics. Just because it gives you bonus to... Oh, goodness. That's terrifying. That's not a moray eel. That's like one of the... Is it a Leviathan in like a... What's that underwater game?
Subnautica?
Subnautica, yeah.
No.
I love the creatures in Subnautica. It's so cool. Is that an aboleth? It kind of looks like a... What's that?
An anglerfish?
Yeah, it looks like an angler aboleth. That's cool.
I got an 18.
Okay. I will say that is definitely enough to hit it. Go ahead and roll damage. By the way, if anyone is curious, this is the current music that I'm playing in the session. Or for the session. Kind of like spooky ambience fight music.
Holy mother of God.
What'd you get for damage? Havelock? Is he muted again?
No?
Slightly.
Well, you can like physically mute yourself without muting yourself on Discord.
My D&D wasn't working, so I just rolled a real dice. I got a 4,
That's fine.
so
Okay, yeah, you wheel back and throw your spear, and it stabs, just embeds itself into the wooden pole, and you actually watch as the entire thing just sort of recoils in response, and you watch as this wooden pole actually like bends and contorts like an actual limb, rather than like this solid wood. But yes, your spear is embedded into this thing, but has not dealt enough damage to sever the connection. I believe you can teleport to it as a bonus action.
I will.
Okay. You do still have your movement, and I don't know how many attacks you have per action.
I only have 1.
Okay. You know what? I'm a fun DM. If you want to use your movement to attempt to wrestle with this thing, I will allow that. If you want to, now that you've embedded your spear into it, this would be like a contested check. Basically, whenever you mount a creature, you can attempt to try and control it. Would you like to attempt to do so?
Yeah, I'll do it. But
Okay.
I gotta roll.
I will make this a contested athletics check. I think you're trying to use pure physical brawn to try and control this thing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and make an athletics check,
Alright.
and I will roll a disadvantage because this is a new body.
Uh, 18.
Okay, yes, you have wrested control of this creature for a certain number of rounds as long as you can remain control. At the end of its turn, it will attempt to break free, and if you succeed a number of times, it will relent and allow you to control it. So on your turn, you can actually control its movement. At its current point in time, it only has 10 feet of movement, which isn't a whole lot. But yeah, you can just sort of throw it around. At its current point in time, it is moving into one of the open hangout areas where there are some sort of tables and benches sort of set up near the stalls. So if you want to maneuver it away from that or into something specifically, you may.
Is there any other kind of animated objects around us at all?
Yes.
I'd like to set a maneuver into like
You
moving
want to
towards
like
a crash
trample,
into one.
basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I will now do a contested check against, what's your proficiency?
In what?
You should just have a proficiency bonus at like the top center of your screen. It should be just next to your AC.
Yeah.
Like right next, yeah. It should be like +5 or something.
It's 3.
3. Okay. That is enough. You guide this table over the top of 7 benches. And it is currently holding 7 benches down.
God damn, how many benches are in this town?
Not enough. We need more benches.
They're like small. I'm considering benches to be anything that's like a small table or a chair. Basically, I'm just using the collective term of just like seating, basically. So yeah, this thing has maneuvered over the top of 7 of these smaller animated objects. Merida is going to position herself close to you, Talia, because she gets the idea that you have a plan, and she is going to just be like, okay, I don't know what to do here, but you seem like you do, and she is going to give you guidance, which means that you have an additional D4 for whatever you're going to do next, and she's going to give you Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, for the love of God. 2 Bardic Inspiration, 1 Guidance, and 1 Blessing.
Oh wait, do you already have a Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah, I do believe Holger
Yeah, I gave her Bardic Inspiration.
Okay,
earlier.
then just because you have already one to... It's not because you can't hold on to more than one, but just to spread it around, she will actually give Bardic to you, Holgier.
Nice.
But she will still bless you, Talia. So you have or she will give you guidance. So you already have, everyone has a 1d4 because of bless. And then you have another d4. Oh, actually, one sec real quick.
Holger's Bardic Inspiration is a D8.
Yes.
Her Bardic is a D10.
Oh.
And her guidance is actually a D6. So Talia, you can, yeah, her
guidance scale.
She has a special ability that's called
Okay.
yes. Her Bardic Inspiration is a D10 that you can add to anything Holgier. And her guidance to you, Talia, is a D6. She has a bonus called Friendship. So that's why her assisting is a dice bigger.
Okay.
But Holgier, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to pull out the Toxist out of my bag.
Oh, finally, about time. We actually got some action going on.
Yep, and I'm going to hand the hot stone, or my arm scarf is going to grab the hot stone and hit the Toxist with it.
Ew, what is this nonsense? Ew. Okay, so you use a bonus action to apply to the next single attack with it.
Nope, free action, because my arm scarf has its own action.
To give the arm scarf an item is a bonus action.
Oh.
I will say if you want to do that as preparation last round, I will allow it.
I would like that.
Alright.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll hot stone it with the arm scarf's action.
Okay.
I
The toxic blade bursts into flames along its edge.
I am going to bonus action hex the table with the umbrella.
Okay. Where Havelock is.
And yes,
Okay.
I'm going to go over to the table, and I'm going to take 2 melee strikes.
Okay. Going for anything in particular?
I'm aiming low, so I can hit as many things as humanly possible.
Okay. Do you want to like swipe at its legs and where the other smaller animated objects are?
Yeah, I'm going to make my melee attack and
Okay.
then use
Yeah, I
a
will consider
blade.
that they're like grappled in a single space, so I will allow that.
Yeah, what
He's
I'm
just
going
flailing
to
with
use
it.
is the Slashing Flourish. Expend one use of Bardic Inspiration die to deal extra damage equal to the number you roll on the die. You hit to eat the die to the target you hit and any other creature within 5 feet of me. So I'm essentially trying to be as in the way as humanly possible to hit as many things as humanly possible.
Okay. Because the table is under Havelock's control and the creatures that it is on top of, I will consider them both incapacitated. So you have advantage on this attack.
Excellent. So that's a 18 and a 30. Oh, I should have Hexblade's cursed him. Because that was a 19 to hit.
Well, you used your bonus action to hex the table?
Yeah, but that wasn't a Hexblade's curse.
What's the difference?
Hex is just 1d6 plus it has disadvantage on one skill save or skill check, and Hexblade's curse is where's the thing? Bonus action: choose one creature you see within 30 feet, curse it for a minute. Against the target, you gain a +4 to all damage rolls. Score a critical hit on a 19 or 20 and regain 6 HP if it dies.
Okay. I mean, if you would rather do Hexblade's Curse instead of Hex, I will allow that. Because it seemed like that's what you were trying to do, but you misspoke.
Well, it was a toss-up, really. I'm fine keeping it where it is.
Okay. What is the... Since you are hexing it, what is the ability that you would like it to suffer?
I would like it to have disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Okay.
Checks, not saving throws.
Sure.
I don't think. And then I'm going to do 1d6 plus 9 slashing, which is 12 points, plus another 1d6 for hot stone, which is another 4, so 16.
Okay.
Plus another d6 from Hex, which is 13. So 19 damage.
And that's just to the table. It was 16 to the benches, basically.
Yeah, and then I'm going to roll my damage. So I rolled 7 damage plus the hot stone, which was 3. Or no, that was 4. So the damage for the things that wasn't the table is 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Slashing and fire. Assuming
Yeah, you
they
just like
have
completely
resistance.
decimate a chair with your first attack and cut through one of the legs of the table.
Oh yeah, and all of these things that I have managed to hit have their AC reduced by 4.
Yes. Just like wielding this blade, you watch as not just through cutting through it, but actually just releasing the splash of acid that begins to sizzle through all of these objects. And that's just your first attack.
Yep, that was my first attack.
And the flame dies off on the Toxist.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yes.
Second attack, I got another 30. Son of a bitch.
Goodness. Is that a crit?
No. Again, I should have gone Hexblade's Curse, but I didn't, and now I'm kicking myself for it later.
That's fine.
But it's fine.
There's only so many
So-
things you can do in one turn.
Yeah, so the table will gain an additional 14 points of damage,
Okay.
plus the d6 from Hex.
Okay.
Additional 20.
That will also destroy another chair.
Nice.
And actually, as you cut deeper into the table, you watch as it sort of teeters and falls down flat. And its speed has reduced to 0 at this point.
Okay. And I probably don't have too much movement left, so
No, I will say that is your movement. I mean,
Okay.
I will allow you to take a step back so that you're not right next to it, but Havelock's steed is not going anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely take like half a step back so that I don't get stepped on.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Staven is going to jog up, and you are going to watch as he strikes his hammer against the sort of pauldron that he's got on his shoulder, and it sparks up, and you watch as he wheels it around, and you can see magic sparkle from it, and he leaps and smacks his hammer against the pergola that has fallen onto a bunch of people, and you watch as this brilliant light glows and a symbol appears on it, and the entire pergola begins to slowly lift up into the air, and he just shouts at everyone, "Move! Move!" And people that were trapped underneath of it begin to scramble to their feet and run away. Talia, it is now your turn. Oh, actually, he has a second attack, so he is going to use his steaming hot tongs to grab a nearby chair. And it just slips away. He just sort of clips it. He like rips an armrest off of it, and it just tumbles away. Talia, you are up.
Okay. Let's see.
I will give you some time to think, as I need to refill my water. I will be right back.
Alright.
Okay, so who crippled my new pet?
Couldn't possibly
See.
imagine.
I'll sue you, I swear.
You better hop to it and find that banana snake.
I wanted the table too, goddammit. You crippled the table. What am I gonna do with a damn broken table?
I don't know, nurse it back to health, gain some core memories in its lifetime.
It's a table. What memories?
I don't know.
It's a newborn. It's pretty much a baby at this point. What's it gonna do?
What even makes you think
Exactly,
it has
nurse it-
sentience?
Exactly.
Nurse it
It's
back
just
to
moving.
health.
That's it. Nurse it back to health. What, you mean for me to weld back its legs on?
Yes!
I don't know how to do that. I'm a fish.
It's called having a hobby.
Wow.
Why would a fish be welding stuff in the ocean?
Can I just say that having a table as a familiar is probably one of the most boring things you can do.
Hey, I'll just sit on the table at all times. I never have to walk again.
Exactly.
What a... Well, actually...
And it's got an
I already know
umbrella.
you're-
Exactly. I'm
Alright.
protected from the rain, even though I love rain.
Or the sun.
That too.
Won't protect you against a raging ball of fire.
You mean
It's
the
made out of
sun?
metal, so it's just gonna.
I mean,
Just
I
gotta
can
flip
hit
it
you
and
with
then
the
boom.
fireball.
Insert fireball joke.
When
I
the
can throw some
dungeon
more priests around.
when the dungeon master casts fireball and just moves the sun onto the planet.
God damn it. Ain't nothing saving me from that.
All right, Talia, what do you got?
You've killed me, Sparrow.
I can't necessarily use control water unless I do redirect flow, but
I mean, you have water nearby, so you can repurpose it. There's just not water here currently, so you have to kind of bring it over somehow. I will say, this has not been stated, but I am officially stating it now in the middle of a session. I will allow bloodbending if you want to redirect the water inside of another human being.
I'm not doing that kind of witchcraft.
Okay.
You've got to be bloody insane if you think I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Cough, coward.
What?
Weak.
How's everyone liking the combat so far?
My table has been crippled.
Because it was too good.
You're ruining my master plan.
I think that's actually the first time that I've also officially announced that you guys can attempt to mount things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Because I don't think anyone has said that before.
I feel like we've done something similar like that in other campaigns, but I don't think I've ever mentioned it. I keep forgetting to mention new things when I meet new players. I basically allow anything. Just like, tell me what you want to do and I'll tell you what dice to roll.
Okay, what dice do I have to roll to make the sun disappear?
Which sun?
That sounds like a religion check to me.
I mean, at any point in time, you can just pray to whatever deity you want, but...
Dear God, it'd be pretty cool if you turned off the sun.
Dear
And,
gods that I don't know any names of. Can you turn off the sun, please?
Please don't.
Hey, it's not my turn yet. I can't do it yet.
The
Yeah.
sun is pretty much already set, so, wish granted.
It worked!
It worked!
Thanks, D&D Jesus.
I'm just imagining like a thumbs up pops out of a bush.
Yeah, I just see him like go
Why
turn
would
around
Jesus
in an alley.
be in a bush? Oh.
He just appears randomly and just gives you a thumbs up, then disappears. That's it.
That's
like,
the kind of
only you
moral
see the
support I
hand.
need.
Only you see him. No one else spots him. It's just his hand pops out, gives you a thumbs up, and then disappears.
It reminds me of this great video where it's like this wide shot of this lake, and the guy's duetting it and he's reacting to it. He's like, "Holy Jesus, it's so beautiful!" And then the guy like runs out across the water, and you realize that it's a frozen lake, and he's like, "Holy Jesus!"
It just reminds me of this video I saw where it's like this guy's like he has his camera pointed at a sign that says Jesus is coming. Then he turns and out in oncoming traffic you just see this dude dressed up as Jesus running towards his car. It's funny to me. I need to think about something. So Spare, what is 2 plus 2?
4.
What is
21.
4 plus 4? Who said 21? Man up for your mistake, come on, who said it?
I'm surrounded
Me.
by kids.
Was it you, Buttleman?
It was me.
I keep talking.
Me.
Oh, it's John. Johnny. John.
What have you
See
got
you
for us,
later.
Talia?
Mm,
I can only distract for so long.
Hey, it was a funny conversation.
Uh, fuck. I mean, I'm already by the frickin' waterfall. I might as well use control water.
I mean, you could still run up and do something.
I mean, I was thinking about doing Toll of the Dead. I mean, it's 60 feet. At least that's the range of it. Do you need me to tell you what it does?
I'm just looking up something real quick. It does deal necrotic damage. So yeah, you can go for that. Just know that these are animated objects, so you would understand that stuff like psychic damage wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because they don't have minds.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the, let's see. I'm gonna go what's already been attacked. The table and the, parasol or whatever.
So you're gonna run up and attack the table too?
How far am I away from it?
You're 30 feet from anything that you want to do.
Oh, okay.
My poor table.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the table too. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
It automatically fails.
Oh, okay. In that case, it takes 2d12. That's what's up.
What'd you
Yeah,
get?
that is 19 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. I will say with that you can kill one half of this thing, either the table or the umbrella.
Let's see.
Oh, actually, you can. You get the idea that you could definitely kill the table part, but not the umbrella part.
Okay, let's go for the table part then.
Okay, yeah. The table just sort of splinters and. How are you attacking it?
Well, it's told the dead. So basically, I just point at a creature that I can see within range, and the sound of a delirious bell fills the air around it for a moment.
Okay.
So,
what I like to imagine is that you just point at it, and Havelock, and I guess Holgear, since you're nearby, you hear like whenever you put your ear up to a shell and you hear like the sound roaring through it of like the ocean, and it just gets louder and louder and louder, and then the metal just starts to shake itself apart and just bang, ching, 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 just completely separates and falls apart and begins. You watch as like the little pieces still try to move around, but eventually just sort of give up and just stop moving. And then Havelock, you are just standing on top of a bunch of rubble, on top of some chairs and tables and benches that are starting. They're like wriggling and trying to stand up, and you are holding an umbrella.
And
I like this umbrella.
And you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it anyways. Since I'm 30 feet within distance of anything around me, I'm just gonna go the 30 feet and just, well, actually, I'm gonna go 20 feet because now I'm within range, and I'm gonna use Tentacle of the Deep.
Okay. And what's that gonna do?
It's gonna restrain everything. That's what it's gonna do.
Okay.
Restrain and crush. Constrict.
Let me lay out the scene again for you. Holgear and Havelock are near the table that is pretty much gone at this point. There are various other small animated objects that are just sort of flopping around in the general vicinity, mostly bumping into each other and other objects. They really haven't gotten a sense of their whereabouts and their sentience as of yet. And those are just sort of generally spread around. But most of them were still caught underneath the canopy that fell over, that is lifted up at this point about 10 feet into the air. Actually like 12 feet at this point. And people have escaped from that. So just from general area of effect of where you would like to put a maw, the best points of interest would be directly underneath of the gazebo that fell over, basically, is probably one of your best. Or where the table was stopping them. That's kind of where your teammates are at the moment. And then there is where the two individuals are, the elf and the half minotaur person, but that's also where Johnny is.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do it where like where the canopy thing was.
Okay. Go ahead. Do I make a save or do you make an attack?
I'm making an attack. Let's see. Ooh, that is a dirty 24.
Okay. Yeah. You watch as Staven just stands in awe as like this huge shadow just grows, and suddenly a large toothy maw rises up, collecting like 3 large table and bench combos in its maw before grasping the big pergola and then just pulling it down into the abyss below. And he's just like, "Who are you guys?" And then the large form of the snakehead collapses back down into the cobblestone below with a splash.
Bye, Dad.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 9 points of cold damage.
Okay. Yes. The pergola has been broken up so much that it's basically just 3 large chunks at this point. But basically all the stuff has been pulled together to a single point. And basically all of it is restrained. Now it is the animated object's turn. So now, since everyone's within range, except for Talia, I'm just going to start making some swarm attacks. And I can't roll above a 10. Okay. 15 against Johnny.
Miss.
Okay. Or sorry, not Johnny. Havelock.
Miss.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. The umbrella is going to attempt to grapple you, Havelock. Let's make a contested strength check. And that's a 4.
Do I even need to roll at that point?
No, you are still dominating this umbrella.
It's like decides to grab me, I smack it back.
Actually, go ahead and make an athletics check. Let's see if you roll a 1.
If I roll a 1, this is gonna be really embarrassing for me. $19.
Yeah, you're fine.
So as I said, it's like so decides to grab me, and I just smack it bad.
Okay. The Minotaur is just floundering out on the ground. The elf has also not broken free of grapple. Oh my god! Okay. Goodness gracious. The only thing I'm rolling good for is this freaking pergola, which breaks free of the grasp of this giant snake and just sort of stands up as basically like 3 pillars with this weird sort of netting between itself, like this sort of net of this sort of woodwork. And it, like spider leg, just begins running rampantly. The only thing close would be Staven. And he definitely just sort of like leaps out of the way as it runs past. And it is running straight at you, Talia. It almost seemed like it sensed that you were the cause of its recent attack. Also, the symbol that was enchanted onto it by Staven's hammer seems to have broken off, and thus it is not floating anymore. But it is basically making a beeline for the center of town where the water fountain is. But
So
Talia...
it's basically coming.
Yeah.
So it's basically coming right at me.
Yes. We are back at the top of the order with you, Johnny. You are still grappling the elf.
Okay, then I would probably try to. I'll probably try to like put him like in a chokehold, try to like knock him out.
Okay. The body of this elf individual is just sort of flapping and flailing around. Just in general, you can see like even the individual appendages and like the fingers seem to like have a mind of their own. I will say that yeah, make a medicine check.
Ooh. Six. No, wait. No, wait. No, wait. That's... 9.
Okay. I will let you know that a proper chokehold could take several turns because individuals can hold their breath for a certain number of rounds equal to their Constitution modifier, and upon doing so will render them unconscious. You are aware that these creatures are animated beyond their normal capacity. So, creatures that are charmed, that lose consciousness, can still have their bodies puppet. I mean, depending upon how the charm works, I suppose. But you would understand that if you were to attempt to choke out a table, that it wouldn't do anything, because it's just an animated object. So, you may attempt to strangulate this elven woman, but I will let you know that it does not seem as though you will get much farther than causing the person being controlled harm.
Yeah, probably just. So, where we are right now, kind of like. It's like a sitting area we're in right now. Now we're like.
Yeah. You are currently surrounded by a bunch of tables. The sort of like picnic tables that are basically like wooden table and bench hybrids. But all of the nearby like little metal chairs and tables have become animated and basically wandered off at this point. Still sort of floundering around you. Where would you like to move? Because you can move someone that you are grappled at half speed.
I'll probably try to. I'll probably like shove them like away from me and the child.
The child has run off at this point.
Then, are there any like animated tables or like chairs still near me?
A few, but moving past them will not provoke attacks of opportunity. If anything, it might be considered difficult terrain depending upon where, if you're trying to move through a significant group. But if you want to move to a clear area, you can.
Okay.
I will say if you want to move towards building 2 or in the middle towards the fountain, those are the open areas. But you do see the animated like spider walking pergola that's making its way towards the center of town. So perhaps moving towards the water fountain is not the best course of action.
Okay, then I would probably. Then I'll probably try to push away the elven lady. Probably try to move toward the.
Yeah, you can just stop grapple. That's fine.
Yeah, I would stop grappling her and try to move toward the thing that's in near the fountain.
Yes, you can absolutely move your way to the fountain without issue.
Yeah, and and try to confront the. What's it called?
The pergola is not there this round, but it will be next round. If you want to move to intersect, you absolutely can, but it will be through difficult terrain, so it will require you to make a athletics or acrobatics check to avoid. And if you fail, I will determine if you like take damage or get slowed, basically.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, go ahead and make either athletics or acrobatics check, please.
Well,
Okay. With a 12, you do take some damage. You take 2 points of piercing damage as one of these tables just sort of spears you, just sort of like scratching against your leg as you continue running through. But that's it. And now you have run 20 feet towards where the pergola is about to basically step on top of you. Unless you want to be behind it, running up from behind it. I will allow that.
Yeah, I'll be like right behind it.
Okay. Yeah, you can like chase after it if you want.
Yep. So would that took my action or like my bonus action to do that?
That's just your movement. This is just where you've positioned yourself. You still have your action and your bonus action. You haven't done anything yet.
Okay. In that case, I'll try to pull out my great sword, try to take a swing at the.
Like sweep the legs.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 12 hit.
A 12 will not hit, unfortunately. As you go to swipe at one of the legs, it moves far too quickly than you expected. It changes its gait, and so you miss the pattern of its movement.
Okay. Then I'll try to swing again.
All right, go for it.
12 again.
Unfortunately, that will miss.
Okay.
But I will say that you, with the rest of your movement, you're able to keep up with it, and that's just your action. You still have your bonus action.
No, that'll be it.
Okay. And just so that you're aware, for being early to sessions, you have a point of inspiration, which allows you to re-roll any d20. If you would like to use any of those.
Okay.
All right. We can move on to Havelock if you would like to end your turn.
Yep, I'll end my turn.
All right, Havelock, you have your spear and it's embedded into an umbrella. What are you doing?
Is the umbrella still like attached to the table?
I'm going to say no. It was like, you know those metal round tables that have like the umbrella resting in the center of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like that, and the table is broken away at this point.
Alright, and like there's no more animated objects below me, they're all gone at this point because everyone
No,
else
there's
killed my
still
table.
plenty of animated objects underneath you. They're just sort of kind of pinned by some of the loose material of the table, but they're starting to come out. So basically, they're still prone, but they're not grappled anymore.
Alright. Havelock just zaps the umbrella and like his mouth opens up again like the Predators, and he
goodness.
spits acid on all of them.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, because you're basically attacking a swarm. So, however you want to describe it, if you just want to like spin around on it like a pogo stick or something, and I assume you're making sure not to hit Holger.
he's just pretty much just spraying his acid left and right on everything
Alright.
below him at the time.
Do I make saves?
Take a look real quick.
I think I make saves.
Yeah, it has to do with dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, they fail horrendously. Go ahead and roll damage.
That would be 12.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely take out a few more tables and chairs with that. I think like one bench just sort of like waddles away at this point. It's like missing half of its side and just kind of starts like limping away. And a single like just like the seat part of a chair kind of starts rolling away. And for all intents and purposes, you have defeated this swarm. And Holgir's sword is like, oh, well, looks like somebody knows what they're doing.
I'm sorry, did you say his sword?
Yeah, his sword is a toxic animated object.
Avluxus looking
Yeah.
at the sword.
My sword talks mad amounts of shit.
I like this weapon already. If you die, can I have it?
If I die, I won't care.
Fair enough.
And it won't be taking this long at this rate.
Calling yourself weak.
Havelock, you still have your movement.
You said that there was the elf and the minotaur kind of person, right?
Yes, two humanoids. They were on a date.
I'm gonna head that way.
Okay. And if you that was just your bonus action, the breath, right?
Pretty much.
So you still have your action, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics or athletics check to get over there.
You said acrobatics is allowed, right?
Yeah. Acrobatics or athletics.
Ooh, I use an auto 20.
You may.
Alright, I use an auto 20 for 25.
Okay. Yeah, you successfully make your way over there. And you still have your action.
Alright, I'm gonna try to go for the minotaur on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to pull off what I did with the table. I'm gonna...
Okay.
I'd like to, like, toss my scale above it and, like, try to...
Like
time
link
to where
it
I
in his
cover-
horns or something?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go ahead and make another contested strength check. So, go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Ooh, can I use another auto 20, please?
You may.
22.
Yeah. You, like, this thing immediately just, like, leaps, like, 5 feet into the air as soon as you land onto him, and bucks you like a bronco, and, like, begins twisting and contorting around, but you actually put it in a position where it can actually, like, you put him on his hands and knees where it can actually, sort of get into a position to actually do anything, and you command it to actually stand up. So you have another mount.
They broke my last one. Do I see any animated objects around me? Are there any, like, tables or anything around me again?
because that is your action and your bonus action, I'm gonna say you can steer it into the elven woman, Johnny, I suppose. There is a bench and a chair, and the bench is sort of spinning around basically at this point, and like making it difficult for anyone to try and approach it. It just seems to be on the defensive. And then there is a chair that has actually gotten up and begun to like slice and stab at people with its appendages.
I'm gonna go with that sail.
Okay. Go ahead and make a gonna need to make me a check.
What do you
Make an animal handling check. Screw it.
that's my worst handling yet. Okay.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I definitely failed this one, 11.
You begin moving the Minotaur, and it seems to recoil, as if it understands that moving towards this chair is dangerous. So unfortunately, it does not. That will be the end of your turn. Merida is up, and she looks at you, Holgear, dead in the eyes, and says, "Do you trust me?"
Yes.
And she grabs your hands, and her cheeks glow a little bit, and she says, "You mind me borrowing this?"
What is she asking to borrow?
Toxist.
Oh, sure.
Okay. She
Yeah, what you
then
gonna say about that now, you dang sword?
she leans in and gives you a peck on the cheek, and you are under the effect of where is it? Sanctuary. And then the sword's gonna be like, "Oh, brother, come on, you're gonna make me what?" And then she just throws the sword as hard as she can at the pergola that's making its way over here. And she freaking nails it!
Hell yeah.
She severs the connection between all three pillars. And Johnny, you watch as these three individual pillars that were bending and warping like spaghetti just sort of fall to the ground as they're no longer tethered together. And Talia, you have to like sidestep the middle one, but they all just sort of collapse right in front of you and begin wiggling on the ground like snakes. Then Merida runs away from Holgear towards you, Talia.
Alright.
And she's just like panting and heaving. She's like, less of like exertion and more of like,
Panic.
yes. Talia, you are up.
No, I kind of give her a look, and I said, "Oh, don't."
Oh,
think you're-
wait.
you're
I'm sorry.
getting
It's
out of-
Holgear's turn, but yes, go ahead.
I look at her, I'm like, don't think for a second that I didn't see that.
You didn't see anything. Shut up. She just sort of like slaps her face. Holgear, you are up.
Okay, bonus action, hex the nearest animated object. Transfer the hex.
I mean, probably one of the biggest and dangerous one would be one of the three pillars that just landed near Talia. But if you don't think those are of any consequence, there is one of those wooden table and bench situations that actually has like 2 metal chairs embedded into it that it's like trying to walk, but it's having some difficulty with. That's probably the only thing of any real consequence at this point.
Okay, I trust Talia to handle that, so I'll go after the table chair.
Okay.
Bonus action Hex, maintaining the dexterity disadvantage, and then I'm going to run up to it, essentially body block, and hold my action until it hits me, drawing my rapier.
Okay. As a bonus action, do you want to do anything? Oh, you can also, with the arm, you can apply fire to your rapier.
Yes,
Don't
I
forget
will
to do
apply fire to my rapier, and I'm holding my action until it attacks me.
Because of Sanctuary, right?
Yes, because I'm waiting to see if it'll actually be able to hit me, and then if it hits me, it'll hit Armor of Agathis.
Oh, gotcha. Bonus action, anything?
Bonus action was Hex.
Oh, sorry, action, anything. Oh, you're holding your action, that's right.
Yes.
I am paying attention. I'm just also looking at information at the same time.
No, I gotcha.
Staven is going to stand up, and he's going to turn around, and he's actually going to walk up next to you, Johnny, and give you a look, and then look to Talia, and then he's going to maneuver to one of these big wooden supports, and he's going to slam his hammer down onto it, and it begins to constrict and actually coils in on itself, and it can't move. Actually, with his bonus action, he is going to grab your blade, Johnny, and apply fire to it for your next attack with his still smoldering tongs, and then he'll go and slam that rune into one of these pillars, and he says, "One for each of us." It is now your turn, Talia.
Now, looking at the now 2 wriggling pillars before me, and Talia is just gonna she's gonna like freaking smirk, just kind of laugh a little and just be like, sorry, this probably isn't gonna hurt, but it's not gonna tickle either. She lifts her hand and summons a bolt of lightning and casts Witch Bolt.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Is it an attack or a save?
It's an attack.
Okay. Go for it. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
That is an 18 to hit.
That is a hit. You watch as this like post of wood that's cracked and being broken sort of wriggles and actually turns to you, like its end opens up like this strange toothy wooden like maw, and you just shove this lightning down its orifice, and it just begins to sparkle and crack. What's the damage?
Damage is... Let's go! Safe to say that it's eviscerated, given the fact that it's 37.
Ooh. Yes. Significant splinters shoot out. Like, as it begins forming a head, you just instantly destroy that part of it and send it smoking. It actually bursts into flames at the far end, where it just, that electricity courses through its body, just explodes out the other end, just shooting flaming splinters away. It is still technically animated, though. But it is just sort of like shaking and quivering in pain as you do so.
Okay. As a bonus action, let's see. I don't have any. I mean, I probably could do Tentacle of the Deep since it's already been like summoned or whatever, but I can't necessarily think of a place to actually put it.
Currently, just for like roleplay purposes, I assume that he's still, your dad's still like munching up the significant portion of the animated objects that he initially trapped. So they're just taking constant damage.
Yeah, they're
Because there's no way they're escaping.
No escape.
At this point, there's not really a whole lot of other places that you could move such a wide area of attack that wouldn't be where your party members are slowly weeding out the rest of the animated objects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. And I'm not even gonna need you to roll damage because these swarms are not very hardy. So yeah, you just watch as like little bits are just like splattering out. Yeah.
Dad, manners, come on. I understand your mouth is full, but goddamn.
And that's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The animated objects are gonna go. That's what? Someone say something? 16 versus you, Holgear. What was that, Havelock?
You're imagining stuff spell, you're going insane.
No, he's not.
Oh, you're right, it's the animated stuff that coming to get him.
Holgear?
What was that?
15 versus AC.
Does not hit.
Okay.
I have an AC of 17.
Okay. This table tries to walk towards you and just sort of crumples in on itself. It actually begins tearing itself apart as it does so. And attempts to move closer to you, but it just can't, and it's just sort of flailing around. It's actually trying to maneuver the two chairs embedded into it towards you, and it just isn't working. Havelock, make a animal handling check. Or an athletics check. The Minotaur is attempting to wrest its controller free. It's trying to buck you off. What'd you get? Havelock? Are you still muted?
He's not muted on Discord.
Right, but he
Maybe.
has like a physical mute. You know how like you can mute your mic on your headset?
Ah, gotcha.
Definitely when the sensors got me off its back, I got a 3.
Okay, yeah, he bucks you off, and so you are no longer mounting him. The woman actually like bends over backwards, and you definitely hear something snap, and you're not sure if it's in her back or her shoulders or her elbows, but she begins like crab walking, like in a horror movie. And begins maneuvering towards Holyer. But she's actually, yeah, she does get close enough. And that's a natural 20 to hit you. Wait, she has disadvantage. Okay, and that's only an 18 to hit.
Oh, she hits.
Okay.
I have AC 17.
Okay. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
That's funny.
She takes 20 points of cold damage.
Okay. You watch as she recoils in horror, and you see the humanity in her eyes as she screams in terror by this pain. And sort of collapses to the ground momentarily.
Does that snap her out of it?
You make an Arcana check.
Arcana plus 2. Ooh, dirty 20.
Okay. You would understand what's being happened. You've seen something like this happen before. And usually this is done to undead creatures or creatures is seeking a different kind of life, and perhaps even animating objects into an unhealthy semblance of what life would be. You have seen similar black entrails pulsing through organic machinery, animating them in strange and bizarre ways beyond their control. You would understand.
Joy.
You would get the sense that this isn't her freaking out, but being manipulated beyond her control.
She's been had by some of that ichor, isn't it?
Yeah. You can almost see the way that the black tendrils are pulsing through her veins, and deforming her skin. It almost looks like her body is being like reconstituted and pushed beyond its limits.
Oh, that's messed up. Did we ever find out if that has like a weakness? 'Cause I don't imagine cold damage was very helpful.
It's susceptible to temperature changes, yes.
Oh,
It's mostly dependent upon what the actual physicality of it is. The liquid burns, and the structure freezes. Which is why Gris, when you met him, he was frozen in the freezer. And Havelock,
So-
you have seen something similar like this happen when creatures would wander into depths where they're not supposed to be. They would sometimes come back with this madness. Even corpses would become reanimated, similar to this.
Would I know if there's like anything I could do to help them at all?
You may make a history check.
Alright, give me a minute.
Um. When'd you get Havelock? Did you mute again? Come on, man. Can't keep doing this to us.
16.
16. You don't know of anything that you guys have done that is... There is no cure from what you understand. But there has been one case where an individual was infected by this, and they were separated from the village, but they did come back later clean without an explanation. Or they wouldn't tell anyone what happened. So you do know that there is a way, but you don't know what it is. Johnny, does a 17 hit your AC?
No, mine's 18.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, yeah, this snake tries to whack at you, but it doesn't. This snake, wood snake. I need you to make a strength or dexterity saving throw.
Okay. And
Okay.
for strength.
It grapples you.
Johnny, you accidentally made 2 of them.
No, I'm supposed to roll with disadvantage.
You're rolling with disadvantage. I didn't know you were rolling with disadvantage.
Why do you have disadvantage on strength checks?
No, just in general, the exhaustion thing we did talk
Oh,
about
that's
earlier.
right. Okay. Yep, it has you grappled, but now it is your turn. If you would like to, you can spend your action to attempt the same check to break grapple, or you can just attack.
Hmm. Oh. Yeah, I'll just with my sword in hand. I'll probably try to hack away from it, like try to hack away at it.
Yeah, you can just attack it, and because you are grappled, it you would have advantage, so it's just a straight attack.
Don't
Does
forget
14 hit?
14 does not hit.
I guess a 10 doesn't hit.
No.
I like to use my action surge.
All right. That grants you another action with 2 more attacks.
15 hit.
15 does hit.
Does Steven thing change the damage or just add damage?
The flame adds additional damage to your hit,
Okay.
and I'll just roll that for you. That's fine.
Does 12 slashing damage.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, with that and the fire damage, you just cut clean through it. And I'm actually going to say that, like, breaks the grapple, because you just cut it in twain, and it just sort of falls away from you. And now it's starting to... it hasn't caught fire, but it's definitely sort of lost its composure a little bit, as it's two smaller entities now. But you do still have another attack, I believe. You've only attacked 3 times.
And I'll probably go over to when Stefan was fighting and try to attack that one as well. And
Okay.
say, it's good to see you have lost your touch, old man.
Well, I see I've taught you a couple things. And because his is restrained on itself, you also have advantage on it. So just another straight roll.
The first one was just 25 hit.
Yes.
It does 8 slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah. You carve off a chunk of it. And just splinters spray off. It's weird attacking something like wood, especially when you're used to creatures, bleeding or, in response. It almost looks like a living creature despite it having non-living substance. It's a very strange experience, but yes. You still have your bonus action.
Then as of my bonus action, okay. Then I'll probably reach into my pocket and pull out one of my symbols and place it on the hilt of my sword in symbol of death. And
Oh, jeez.
you see like the edge of the sword I'm holding, like the edges themselves seem almost like rot and corrode.
Yeah, you carve this section into the wooden surface, and it just sort of burns away this necrotic energy. What does the symbol of death do?
The sword deals necrotic damage instead, and whenever a target fails saving throw, attack roll, or saving throw, before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
So it's like a hex, basically. That's cool.
Yeah.
And that'll be your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Havelock, you are up.
Hey, I got a question. Is that woman that started this at all anywhere nearby? Or is she dead or something?
You want to try and look around for her?
Yes.
Okay. Make a perception check. The snake oil salesman has definitely run off, but you can see that his little sort of rolling suitcase is smashed, and just everything is scattered on the ground.
I'm gonna go take all that stuff after this is done.
None of it is salvageable.
Damn it.
And just remember, everybody, including you, Johnny, you have a D4 to all of your saves and attacks, because you are blessed.
Oh.
So you probably would have hit a few more attacks That's fine. I'm keeping a general check on that stuff.
Okay.
$19.
Okay. Yeah, you can see her off to the side, near building 7, basically. She's just sort of backed off away from, all the people have sort of run either into a building or behind a building and are watching, but she's just still standing out in front, hiding her face with her fan, even though it is still slashed and you can kind of see her face through it. But she's holding it close to her face, actually peering through the fan like a veil, but you can see that there's a slash through it. She's just watching. You can tell that she's haughtily watching, like, oh, what are the... What
I'd
are
like
they
to...
doing?
How close would I be to?
She would be 140 feet away from you.
Alright, I'd like to use my movement to get as close as possible, then use my action to throw my spear.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I'm killing this woman today.
Why?
Oh, actually, this athletics check will be to move through difficult terrain, since you're moving first.
I only got 11.
Okay. You are actually only able to move 20 feet. And the reason for that is because as you are stepping over a stumbling stool, suddenly you are bonked in the head by an apple that has become animated and is bouncing around. And it stops you from moving. And you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. So now you're 100 feet from her. No, 120 feet from her. But I think that's still in range for you to throw.
Yeah, I'm throwing.
Okay. Make another athletics check.
God dang it, another 11.
Okay. What happens is that you throw your spear and you kind of arc it up and it soars through the air, and as it comes down, you actually watch as one of these guards just flings out its arm and the shield hovers in the air, perfectly blocking your spear, and your spear clatters to the ground. And the shield slowly floats back towards the guard.
How close is my spear to hole compared to the guard?
Where it fell down, like 40 feet.
Yeah, man, I need to be 10 feet closer for my plan.
You've used your action to attack, and you've used your movement. You can use your bonus action to teleport to your spear.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, you do so. And as you teleport near to her, she just gives you a look and says, well, looks like the freak show's come out to play.
No, you've already shown yourself.
How quaint. And before Holgir's turn, Merida is going to run up and retrieve Toxis. And Toxis is just going to be shouting mad shit. Just like, how dare you throw me? You could have seen. You're totally incapable of using me. Merida's just like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And unwieldy. You can actually see that Toxis is like fighting against her. And yeah, Merida's just like trying to stab the remainders of like little swarms here and there. But Toxis is just giving her a bad time. But before anything else happens, she's going to give her last bardic inspiration to Johnny, since he seemed like he was struggling a little bit. He's like, I don't really know you, but you seem like you're trying really hard and you look like you've got your stuff together. You just need a little help, and it's alright to get help from your friends. Holger, you're up. So, Johnny, you now have a D10 that you can add to anything, as well as having the D4.
Okay.
How many groups of things are there?
Talia is currently smoking one of these pillars. One of the pillars has been chopped into two. That's basically it. Oh, Staven has one of the pillars sort of wrapped up, and it's not going anywhere. There are a few, like, segments still sentient and moving around, but they really aren't an issue. What's your passive perception?
It's pretty high, I think. Yeah, 18.
You can see that there are vividly colored shapes moving amongst the debris. You swear, like, out of the corner of your eye, you see something like a bright tomato, but when you look over, you can't see it anymore.
I don't even know what that means.
There were some salad stuff and fruit on a table that got animated, but you all haven't done anything about it yet.
Alright, I'll go
Is
play
he's gonna
Fruit
look
Ninja
at
for
a whole
bit.
bunch of tables and chairs and be like, instead of fighting them, I want to go fight that apple.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
They've been so small.
Alright, I guess I'll play Fruit Ninja.
LOL.
So,
Okay.
bonus action Hex, Flame Sword.
What are you hexing? Oh, Hex Blades sword?
It's just, Hex lasts for like an hour, so I figure I might as well keep using it.
And you can just move it?
Yeah, it costs a bonus action to move.
Okay, what are you targeting?
Just one of the bits of fruit.
You'll have to make a perception check to spot them.
Would that take an action?
I will allow it as a free action.
Thank you. 21.
Okay. You can see that there is like a kiwi that has actually grown tiny little legs and has extended out what appears to be a beak, and is like stalking you specifically. Like it's hiding underneath some debris and it's like getting close to your ankles and it's just waiting for the perfect time to strike.
It's just stalking me like a chicken would stalk me.
Yeah.
How bizarre.
This kiwi has turned into like a kiwi bird.
No, I got that.
You will
I
have
think I have a
disadvantage
picture
trying to
for that,
attack it
actually.
because
Give me a minute.
it is in partial cover using the debris. Now, if you were using Toxis, that'd be different, but
I thought Toxis didn't remove cover.
I would allow it for this. Like, it can, like, slice through armor, basically, so that would count for...
Okay.
Just because of this situation. You're trying to stab at it, and so you're going to have a difficult time. I'm just going to let you know that you're going to have disadvantage trying to stab it. I'm letting you know that this is a difficult task if you choose to embark on it. You can tell that it's being very wiry. Wily. Thank you.
I will conspicuously turn my back on.
Okay.
Try and attack me.
Okay.
And then I'll just Eldritch Blast some of the pillars that are going after.
Which ones do you want to hit? There's the
You
two
said there were
smaller
two
ones that
over
Johnny
by-
cut from the big one.
I'll go with those two.
Okay.
One each.
Alrighty. Roll it.
A 20 to hit.
Yep.
And an 11 to hit.
That one will miss.
Okay, so the first one is 2 points of force damage. That's it. That's fair. Wait. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, now that Sanctuary is gone, that is going to be a natural 20 to hit Olgier. As this
Yep.
Kiwi leaps up and stabs you right in the tuchus for 10 points of piercing damage, right where the sun don't shine.
Okay, and it takes 20 points damage.
Okay, you you feel this sharp pain in your butt and then just hear a splat, and when you turn around, you've got like this green brown just sort of matter on your backside.
No. Why did you make it look like a shit?
I mean, you made it explode. I don't know what to tell you. It looks like you you just sat on it as it just explodes.
It tracks.
Yep.
Wait until Merida sees that. She's gonna be embarrassed as hell.
Speaking of Merida, it's her turn.
LOL.
And she's going to look around and be like, does anyone need any help with anything? And just kind of look at Hulkier in his situation. And she's like, it's okay. You know, I'm sure glad I wear my brown pants. Stupid thing to say. Stupid thing to say.
I can't believe she.
She's then going to come over and slash at one of the smaller pieces and kill it. Havelock, you just left an umbrella behind, didn't you?
What are you talking about? I had tossed it on the floor with the rest of the things I melted with acid.
Oh, were you spraying it with your acid breath?
Yeah, I said in the beginning I dropped it on
gotcha.
the floor with the rest of them and I just
Okay.
spray acid on all of it.
It's pretty much rendered useless, but it is still alive. It's just not a threat anymore, basically. And then
crawl
a
away.
tomato is going to bounce up and hit Merida in the back of the head, and she loses her bless. She loses concentration on bless. And I think she actually drops Toxist on the ground. And Tox is like, "Are you not capable of anything? You are so stupid. You're worthless." And Merida actually tears up a little bit. Merida was supposed to go before Holgear, so now it's Staven's turn. Staven is going to come over. Any plants a hand on Merida's shoulder, like, "It's alright. You're okay. And like, we'll have this figured out shortly." And he is going to... He's actually going to miss the other small one. And he kind of stands back up like, well, I think we're all slacking a little bit, considering that we're thinking that it's all over. But don't let your guard downs just yet. And it's at that point when a pear flies into his face like a face hugger and just grapples his face. And he's like, "Ah!" And he starts suffocating. Talia, you are up. You are still holding Witch Bolt, correct?
Yeah.
You want to just roll damage on this guy?
Let's see how wild we can get.
Let's spin that wacky wild wheel. Sorry.
No.
Oh
It's what
boy,
I-
everyone.
It's what I roll.
You can stop now,
Oh,
buddy.
okay.
No.
Sorry.
It's what I rolled. It's
Okay.
what I'm at.
What'd you get?
39.
Okay. I was so close to thinking that it was like the minimal amount of damage and you were just making this thing suffer. It explodes into a fiery storm. And then you can move it as a bonus action, right? Or is it an action? I don't... Let me look.
No, I can't.
You can deal damage to the target automatically. I will allow you to make a new attack against a new creature without expending a spell slot if you want to remain concentration.
Okay, cool. What can I hit?
There is the there's still another pillar that Staven has restrained, and then there's half of one that Merida tried to hit. You can also just like sweep it through like the rest of the swarms and try and see if there's anything to hit if you want. Because there are still like a few animated objects that are still technically animated, even if they're not, hazardous necessarily. And you can just like finish those off if you want to spend your action this turn to do that. You can just do that.
Mm. I think. Will the rune go away if I attack it?
You get the idea if you were to damage that specific section, or like if it were to break into two, like only half of it would still have the rune, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But I think because of what your attack is, it's not like it's cutting it, This is just dealing sustained damage to it. So if anything, it might like burn itself off and like burst into flames, and that might remove the rune. But I think you would probably just deal enough damage to kill it.
Okay.
Because it's already weakened with Staven and Johnny's attacks. That you might just be able to kill it this turn.
Alright. Okay. Alright, in that case, then I'll just attack it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage.
Attack roll, advantage.
Because it is restrained.
Woo! Dirty 23.
Yeah, that does it. Go ahead and roll damage. Roll another 30.
29.
How would you like to do this? How much longer does everyone want to go for? We want to probably wrap it up within the hour.
17 years.
Centuries, maybe.
That's if you live that long.
What year was it again?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have enough stuff.
Yeah, I think I'll end it pretty soon. What'd you get, Talia?
Let me. I think I'm just really gonna. I mean, I'm pretty much just force lightning this thing. Looks like.
I have an idea. Maybe you'll like this. You turn this beam that you've got in your hand and just whirl around and just focus it into it. And because it's curled up on itself, it's got like these multiple layers, and you just watch as it just like snap. You just keep bursting through and deeper into different layers until you just burn all the way through, and it just caves over into these tiny little pieces, and then those shatter apart into splinters and then burn away into dust and just sort of drift off into the air.
That works.
Okay. And that is your action. You still have your bonus action and your movement.
Sparrow is like the best at describing stuff. It is amazing how he can do that.
I certainly try.
Let's see. I guess I'll. Let's see. I don't think they need any help playing frickin' Fruit Ninja, so I guess I'll go and handle all the rest of the little wooden pieces.
Okay. Yeah, you can start scrounging around for things that are still alive. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, perception. Oh, that's BS. I'm gonna use an auto 20.
Okay. You do see underneath, like, a half-turned chair, like a collection of, like, lettuce and spinach pieces that just seem to be, like, in a pile, but then you swear it moves, and as you begin to approach it, you actually see, like, two, like, baby tomato eyes blink into existence, and then it flicks out this, like, salad dressing tongue, and then just throws the chair off of it as it, like, springs towards you. It's basically like this this salad sort of snake.
Wild.
But then you actually
So
see
many
that it
different
grows
kinds of
legs,
snakes
and
with no bananas.
it is a salad salamander. Or a salamander, if you will.
Wow.
Sang a little too hot there, Spell.
Alright, you know, like, plant-based
Yeah, how dare you
enemies
go
are,
for
like,
an easy
the
name.
best thing ever, in my opinion. But you still have your... Actually, I will say that moving that attack was a bonus action, so you still have your action left. If you want to do something, Talia.
Okay.
I just thought of the perfect way to end the session. I'm just just waiting for Talia to do her thing first. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious that people realize that the I will say something you all have noticed is that the longer these animated objects were alive, the more they were able to understand what they were capable of and actually grew and adapted. And some of them, like Holgear, you noticed the table that assimilated the two other chairs has actually kind of started assimilating more of the chairs into almost like a spider table.
Think you can rustle a spider cow? Will sit the shit back down you get.
Yeah. So the longer these things are capable of sustaining themselves, the better they are at controlling themselves, basically.
The longer they live, the smarter they get.
Yep. And there are still the elf woman and the Minotaur person. Minotaur man. You gotta figure out what to do with those two. Can't just kill them, or can you?
We can. It's not that hard. We've been killing things this whole time. Pretty sure we can kill an elf and a minotaur.
I'm just waiting for Talia to like go through the list of, let's see, what are the many different options that I have to kill this salad salamander in one hit.
It's just flipping through a book.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what do I feel like today? What's on the menu?
I was about to say it's like a menu. A menu of death.
Meet my friends, my new friends. They all come alive and bend to my whims and to my wishes, which of course will mean your end. Such a spell, who can tell? Whether spears or cannon shells, they start to bounce and bubble, floating upward. You're in trouble.
Question mark?
Ah, come on, you never heard that one? It's such a good one.
I don't listen to music.
Beat
I've heard of it.
our guest, beat our guest, slam a bat into their chest, stuff a rock into a sock and turn their face into a mess, break their arms, break their face, pop a socket out of place, unleash all the hidden fury you have suppressed. You'll find... Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bravo, Spell. Sing again.
No.
Wow.
Sad face.
Just kill the salamander already.
Salad.
Come on, destroy it.
Do
You can do it in like 20 different
Kill it.
ways. Just do it already.
Mm,
I'm just imagining everyone's just like staring at her. Oh yeah.
no, that's off.
I mean, if you want, you can still have concentration on the witch bolt. If you want to use your action to swing it around again. Although you did say you did stop and began searching, so.
Yeah. Unless you know I'm just like kind of like holding it in my hand, like who's next?
I'm just ready to snap your fingers and smite somebody.
I mean, to be quite honest, the one that's got like the most damage, ironically, is actually Water Whip.
Okay. You can also enhance your blade with water.
Oh yeah, that is.
And you can do ranged attacks with that now too, so. There's actually this thing that she can do, which is actually the thing that Scotty did when you all first met her, which like summoned a bunch of water to do like I don't know if you has anybody here watched Fate or read it? Where like summons a bunch of water and then slams it down on like a big pillar.
No, but I can get the mental
I
image.
heard something like that. Kind of like Avatar's Airbender.
It's the one that you're talking about, wrapping my blade up in water. It's inductive thirst, right? Or
Yeah. Inundative.
Inundative. Okay, thank you. Yeah. No, it's not that one. It's Bombard Steel. That's the one you're talking about.
Hey, I gotta get up in 6.5 hours, so I gotta jump, girl.
Yeah, we'll end right after this.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use Bombora Steel and just kind of cut a bitch.
Okay. So you just summon a gigantic pillar of water to smash this one dude. I love it. He did surprise you, so.
Well, it just says that I momentarily basically wrap my blade in flowing water and perform a devastating strike. Well, hold on. It says, as an action, you can summon a number of gallons of water equal to 10 times your level. Holy mother of God, that's 90 gallons of water! Holy
Yeah, like,
shit.
like how hard are you hitting this thing?
I mean, he kind of did surprise me. He deserves a bitch slap.
Yeah, the inundated first is just enhancing your attacks. Yeah, Bombora Steel is the huge attack thing. That's right. Oh, and actually, because you leveled up, you get another one.
What? Which one?
Anyone that you want. We can discuss afterwards. But yeah. I will say that if you want to use any more than like 5 gallons, you will just completely decimate this thing. And you can basically instantly get that water back because there's a fountain. Oh, right there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Talia just like recoils in shock as just like a hydro cannon just and just like sprinkles of lettuce just go everywhere. And like one person like peeks out from behind a building like, is it over? It just gets drenched in water.
Bye, Dad.
But there are still little different animated fruit and vegetable creatures that are stalking all of you, even though that's the majority of the fighting has ceased. And Havelock, as you have approached this,
There's gonna be a banana snake, isn't there?
I never said that it wasn't. You just haven't seen it yet. As you have approached this woman, she now addresses you and says, well, aren't you a little far from your hovel, little fishman? And where did you get that? She points at your weapon.
That's none of your business, ugly lady.
Oh, I see. So, that means that you haven't come here for this, then? And she reaches into her sleeve and pulls out a sliver of metal that seems to be of the same color and make as your spear. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.